Good morning. Good morning, y'all. Good morning. Hold on. Okay, I'm back. Sorry. I had to go get my water. Good morning, everybody. Happy Thursday. Hi, Danielle. Good to see you. Hi, y'all. Beast and Beauty's in the house. Holly. Jenny. I'm trying to reorganize my desk and it's not quite working out for me. So I keep moving stuff. Sandy, what's wrong? What's wrong? Good morning, Bridget. Thank you for the heart, Mies. Superfan Darla's in the house. Coco's in the house. Sam went missing on a Thursday. I didn't put this on right. It's all over me. But sometimes, it could be anything, a day, a moment, a feeling that triggers an emotion like that. And it's okay to grieve. My husband tells me this because I'm triggered a lot by my mom, that's gone. And so he tells me, it's okay to grieve, but just don't stay there. But I grieve my mom all the time. And the not knowing is the worst. Good morning, Lauren. This is a Thursday. We have 60 souls in the room already. I wanted to talk about Kada this morning and everything that we learned yesterday. It was a lot. Good morning, Glam. Good morning. Hi, who I am is in the house. Thank you for your heartbeat. I got 3 heart me's in a row from Glam and Cocoa Puff. Popular. Thank you, Dana, for the popular vote. Andrea just sent a heart me. I did a dollop a daisy is in the house. Thank you. Thank you, friend. The real Miss Bell is in the house. True Crime Nicole's in the house. Oh my goodness. We are talking about Kada Scott today. True Crime Nicole, do you have the actual court documents? I have searched high and low this morning. I have the charges affidavit, but I don't have the kidnap me stuff. Will you text them to me? Would you text them? I have where you can log in and get the docket sheet, which is the charges, which is fine. But there's no, like where they're talking about the text messages and stuff. Yeah, the court documents. I have the docket sheets. I just don't have the court documents. Aaliyah Wilson. Send me a message on that.
Hey, friend. I have been MIA I haven't been able to make your lives late this week at all.
Busy bee. There's a lot going on in true crime world.
Yes, I know. And listen, I held a live last night for hours on Kada Scott and it got crazy stuff. Like I learned so much and I'm like, this case is crazy.
What did you learn? I mean, we know about what the court documents say about the text messages, but is there anything else we need to know?
Hi, Ash. Yeah, so allegedly, okay, let's just say allegedly. Also, shout out to Philly people because they got a little spice in them, okay? I get overstimulated by their spiciness, but they're good
Oh,
people.
trust me, I know.
So I had just made a video on it, and I'm glad that you came on. You're talking about it. So supposedly, and I don't know, you might already know this, but Gabby and Dee, those friends of Keon, they're co-defendants on a case earlier this year. And
I did see Gabby's. I did see that history there on her.
Right. So if you look on that docket sheet, Dee is her co-defendant. Well, supposedly the reason why the victim did not show up to court and why Keon King's, and this is all alleged, this is just somebody that told me this last night, allegedly Keon paid Gabby and Dee to assault the victim so she would be in fear to show up to court. And that's why they got those charges, and that's why she never showed up to court.
Wow.
So it's alleged, but it could happen. And also, I don't know if you watched the video of Gabby's little video she made, but there's a lot of lies in there.
I haven't seen that.
Yeah, you're going to have to watch it. I can send you it. Let me send you it.
Yeah, send it and I'll play it.
Okay. I'm going to drop down. I'm going to listen, but I'll send you this stuff.
Thank you.
Okay.
Hi, Wendy Mindy. We are talking about Kada Scott. I know you guys are sort of caught up on this. I'm trying to catch up myself because there's a lot of different things happening at once. So okay. Hi, Beck. Thank you guys, and thank you for your hearts. We have 110 souls in the room. So you saw the text. Let's go over the timeline. How many people in here have no idea who we're talking about? when I say the name Kada Scott? Nobody how many people has no clue what I'm talking about? April Dawn, classy, just Mark, Steffi, Liz. Okay. Hannah. Oh wow, Hannah. Oh wow. I thought everybody knew about this. This has been going on for a few weeks now with Kada Scott. So let me give you the backstory. I'm going to go through the timeline because we've had an addition to the timeline. There's a lot of people in here who spoke up who don't even know who I'm talking about. So if you know this story, just hang tight because we're going to talk about the new stuff that came out yesterday. Kada Scott is a 21-year-old woman who lives in Philadelphia. She is a Penn State graduate. Let me see if I can pull up a photo on here. Hold on, so you guys can get an idea. And then we're going to get to the ending. Hopefully I have one on here. Yeah. Okay. That's Kada Scott. Twenty 21 years old. So she works at a nursing home in Philly. It's a not a nursing home. I guess it is a nursing home, but it's more of a long-term care facility. Okay. So she is a really nice person, but she has been known to smoke the funny smoke and whatnot. You know, there's pictures of her that is not any kind of lie or allegation or anything. Okay. So I believe that Keon King, the suspect that we're talking about, who is, I'm sorry, she's 23. Keon is 21. 23 and 21. I got that backwards. Keon King is 21. Okay. I believe he was sort of her plug, if you can name it that way. I think she had a boyfriend. If True Crime Justice with Julie is in here, she has been talking personally to the boyfriend, the one that took her the top off that night, because her shift was from 10 p.m. Thank you, True Crime Nicole. 10 p.m. to 6 a.m. So she goes to work, her 10 p.m. shift, and shortly after her 10 p.m. shift starts, co-workers say she just walked out and did not come back. She left behind her purse, her car, and all of those sorts of things. This was on October the 4th, I believe. I'll have to go down. October the 4th, okay? True Crime Nicole says an aunt came in yesterday and said that there was pieces of her, not her full body, intact. Are you talking about the aunt that went looking for her at the school, the one that kind of has those psychic powers? That aunt? Because I heard officials say, I thought they said, and who released that she had been pew-pewed. What's up, Carla? So October the 4th, 2025, everybody stay with me. Okay, she does not come back in from work. Her name is Queen on the TikTok. Queen. Yes. I have watched her videos. So let's keep that in mind because of the time of decomp too, that she could not be all together in the head. See, I heard the pew pew part, but I didn't hear exactly where. Hi, Wendy. So October 4th, she goes missing. What's going on? A guy named Keon King, 21 years old, turns himself in. They originally charged him with kidnapping. Okay, kidnapping. But then they noticed that Keon King is part of a case from 2025, January, where he was accused of kidnapping another lady, but she didn't show up. And that's what True Crime Nicole was talking about. She didn't show up for court. So they didn't pursue the kidnapping charges on Keon King, though they're going to go back and do it now. Hey, Pennsylvania, welcome in. What's up, Helen? Welcome in. So I'm going to tell y'all, a couple of days ago, we had this discussion on this very live show. And we talked about, hi, Flory. We talked about everything that had happened, including the newest news at the time, which was that they had found a black car, a black 2008 black Hyundai Accent that had been set on fire, and then it had been crushed before the police could even figure out, before they even knew about the car, which to me is sus AF. That car was reported stolen, and I had told y'all that I felt like Keon King used the black car to pick her up and do what he had to do, as not to get any evidence in his car, which is a completely different car. Hey, Hannah. I heard that stoner, though not proven yet. So he did. So that car is stolen October 3rd, 11:30 p.m. It had been left running and unattended by like a DoorDash driver, Uber driver, DoorDash. He saw an opportunity, which is premeditation. Now, she was found, for those of you who don't know, she was found a few days ago in an area specifically pointed out by somebody who is still anonymous. Go back. You didn't look in the right spot. Go back. You're missing her. You're not finding her yet. Keon King's in jail this whole time. Nope. Dead. Dead Beth. They found her unalive in a wooded area beside an abandoned school. A school. Now, Keon King, there's so much evidence, like digital evidence of him being in the specific times and places that the cars burning and places and around where she was found. And we're going to get into that. Kada receives 12. Remember, she had been telling somebody about harassing phone calls. Yes, they do, Dana. They do. They have to know something. I'm anticipating more arrests. Anonymous tip, call 911 to check middle school. Email, go back. You missed her. Somebody else is involved. In fact, that's part of the court documents. Kada receives 12 calls from the same phone number, allegedly Keon, between 9:25 p.m. and 10:12 p.m. Now remember, at 9:45 p.m., That's when she leaves home. That's when she's last seen to go to work. She makes it to work because her coworkers saw her. So he starts allegedly calling her about 20 minutes before she goes to work. We have 10,000 likes. Let's see if we can make it to 25,000 likes. We have 180 souls in this room right now. If you are in here and don't follow me, please do so. It's free to do. And today's life goal is 10 star Peloriuses. If you would like to throw one, it goes to support what I do on this platform. And it is forever appreciated. Hey, Bailey. Good to see you. Bailey was the neighbor of that lady. Okay. So 20 minutes before she leaves, he starts texting, calling. There's 12 phone calls, right? Cell phone data places Kada and King both near her workplace shortly before her phone stops connecting to the network at 10:24 p.m. In fact, the police believe that within 20 minutes of her getting in that car, she was unalived. Hi, Laura. Good morning. There's text messages from Kada. Kidnap me again. To which Keon responds, you better be up for it. This tells me, obviously, and you and the whole world, that he had kidnapped her at least one time prior. Just like he kidnapped the lady in January. Right, Julia. So here's what I think. I think he has kidnapped her before. And maybe he played it off as joking or she took it the wrong way. I'm not sure. Yeah, like, kidnap me again. You know, like do it again and see what happens. Do it again and see what happens. You better not do it again. Interpreted. Yet when she gets to work, he says, the final one was CM when you hear, which is call me when you hear. Mimi says it's slang for get me out of work. Oh, you're kidding. I thought she was warning him not to kidnap her again. Is it slang? It's a Philly thing, says Mimi. Okay. Okay. I took it literal. Get her out of work. Okay. Thank you for the clarification. I literally took it like literal. I grew up a holler. I don't know, damn. The important thing is the clues here. So she was coming out to the black car. I think maybe to smoky some smoky smokes, you know? That's what I think. And I think she got in the car to do that. And I think he sped off with her. And I think within 30 minutes, she was unalive. He was mad because she was dating another guy. Because I thought maybe he was just her plug. Do you think that they were romantically involved with one another in that way? Trying to go, Lord help us. She had just, I know, from Top Golf. He's he seems to have this indication of obsession of women to me. Yes. And I hope they all come forward. I hope that there's a lot of more charges against him. Obsessed jealousy, either that or she had friends on him and still, yep. Yeah. Yes, Mimi, that's right. The coworker did hear her on the phone saying something like, "You're going to call me with this right now? You're going to call me." It was something, and that's interpreted too. You're going to call me with this now? You know? Kind of like, I don't want to deal with this. You're going to call me with this right now? Right? So he's probably out there like, come out here. Got something to tell you. Maybe she wasn't going out there to smoke. I mean, she just arrived to work. I don't think she was that sort of person. Mimi says, I think he followed her with the stolen car and saw her with the other guy. What happened to the first? So you heard True Crime Nicole was just up on the panel, Doris, and she says allegedly, well, we know, here's what we know for sure. The first kidnap victim didn't show up to court. So the charges were not pursued against Keon because the witness to that did not arrive to court. But True Crime Nicole says it could be because she was either hurt or threatened by the D co-defendant of Gabby, the friend. Hi, Sarah. Good morning. Good morning. So at 10:28 p.m., a dark colored vehicle is seen pulling into the Albury Recreation Center parking lot across from the abandoned Ada Lewis Middle School. So that car, I guess they got it on video, is seen pulling into that parking lot. No, right, Mimi. I'm sure she was scared to death. Oh, I'm sure. Already probably experiencing some sort of PTSD from being threatened. If you guys haven't seen that video, go watch it. Of her videoed him outside of the house, coming up to the window, peeking in. Other people in the house, children in the house. They had to call 911. And she ended up being kidnapped because she stepped outside to speak to him, I guess. Allie says she saw the video. It's really horrible. I mean, I would be just from that, and not even just being kidnapped, but just from the event of somebody being outside my house and creeping into the windows. And I'm standing there, and there's nowhere to go. Yes, I saw evil in his eyes. Hannah, you're very welcome. And to the rest of you, I promise to get caught up on the price table today. I'm going because I need to finish organizing my office. By the way, there's no battle today. Preacher's wife's not feeling well. April, you just saw it? Oh my God. How many people in here has not seen the video? Because I'll go play it. Like, I don't even care. I'll flip you around and we'll look at it. Okay. We're gonna look up the video. I'm going to flip you around.
Go away, bitch. Don't come over here. Carrie, call the cops. Call the... It's all these kids in here. Call the cops, you dumb bitch. He coming around the window. Go that way, Cameron. Yeah, bitch, go away. Bye. Go away. Bye. Yep, bye. Bye. Keon out here.
No, outside the first kidnapping victim's house back in January 2025. January 2025. That's not Kada, that's somebody else. Right. Yes. Yes. That's right, stay classy, Philly. You're exactly right. Mm-hmm. Mm. Yeah. Doris says, never let them take you someplace else. Fight for your life. Well, I'm like 100% sure. Thinking of that, that's just, going with the flow of thought here that I probably she did not have any idea about that first victim. And so True Crime Nicole said this, and I'm having to agree here that she was the first witness was more likely threatened not to show up. So Beck, there are word that another, not a body, but a bone, and correct me if I'm wrong, that was found in that area. But it's still important because even though it's probably not connected to this case, there is something wrong there in Philly, and they're using that wooded area as a dumping ground. Philly says he claimed he was a social media manager. She was trying to pump up her media access. Keon King says that he was a social media manager. Now remember, she was a former running for Miss Philadelphia, so she did have an online presence in that way, and Instagram and such. Ash says everyone says that's rumors and that it's not true. His Instagram says SM manager. Interesting. Well, here's my question. Your baby took the bluey sticker. Oh, that's sweet. Here's my question. What text messages came before that? They've only released that kidnap me again. But I would like to know the string of conversation between the two and how they came to know one another for sure. She had a couple of guys videoing for her. Do you think that that's how they met? Miss Cheryl, thank you for the Polarius. Thank you. I appreciate you, friend. Well, let's keep going through the timeline and talk about this. I'm up to October the 6th, 2025. 4 a.m., that's when surveillance video shows the light color vehicle moving closer to where the dark SUV had been parked. 2 people. So what does this tell us? Philly, you've got someone else in your city that's involved in this. There were 2 people, according to the court documents, that were seen moving a, quote, heavy object consistent with a human body from the SUV and carrying it toward the wooded area near the playground. 2 people. I want to point out one thing that Justice with Julia pointed out. Let me see if I have the photo. If I don't, then I'm going to send it to myself, and I want to show you something. Something that she saw in a photo. I don't have it. Give me just a second. One news source says 2 other people involved, not including Keon. I believe it. Do you guys think that 1 more person or 2 more people? Or 3? How many people do you think are involved in this? I have so many pictures on here. Oh, Lord. I'm giving myself 5 more seconds to find this picture, and if I can, I'll just tell you about it. Okay, I found it. So, Justice Talks with Julia is in here. Thank you for sending. And she had found on her own the tan car for sale on Marketplace. We know it's the car because it has the same damage, and literally Keon King is standing over on the side. That guy, I happened to get caught up in the picture. But there is a reflection in the side window in one of the photos, and she pointed this out to me. And it is boots. It is female boots. Now, you can just be taking a picture of a car for a friend and not be involved in anything. But I found that peculiar, and I wonder if Gabby wears boots. That car in particular belonged to someone else. Then how did he end up in the picture? And how does the car have the same damage? Is that not the same car? Is that not Keon standing by the car? That's a car. And somebody took a picture with boots on. News says it's his car, but he had a friend post it. Ann says he sold that car on Marketplace after using it to drop her body. The car belongs to him. So anyway, I found that peculiar. Julia calls the police. She tells the police about it. The police say that they didn't know it was on Marketplace. And I'm going to tell you, I know that a lot of tips came in, and perhaps a lot of Marketplace tips all at the same time. But I would say, Julia, what would you say within 30 minutes? They found the car and made an announcement of your tip. Would you say a half hour? So I believe it was Julia's tip that sent them to the car. I really do believe that. They are, Ash. And I actually did think about that. I'm like, this is like fast. I actually thought about this yesterday, maybe last night. I was thinking, this case is like 48 hours, which is the way it's supposed to be, right? We are appreciative of Julia. I'm telling you, 30 minutes later, they had the car. And this is all unfolding live. Julia's in Discord saying, "Oh my God, I found the car. Oh my God, I found the car. Oh my God." Like she's tripping out. Her heart's racing. She's about to have she's about to stroke out. Camera, if you will Google Kada Scott, Kada Scott, you'll learn all of the stuff there. JoJo's in the house. Okay, so here we go. October the 7th. A tip leads investigators to a burned Hyundai Accent on 74th Avenue. But by the time they get there, the vehicle has already been towed, compacted, and sent to a junkyard, destroying potential evidence. I'm sorry. But you can't tell me that somebody at the tow place or the compact place didn't get paid some money to move it along. Philly, the lady who lives in Philly, are you still in here? Do they really move that fast to pick up a car and go send it to the compact yard, crush it, and then it's already at the junkyard within hours? Stay classy, Philly says. Absolutely not. CV's in Philly, no. True Crime Nicole just got off the phone with the court clerk. Come on back up, True Crime.
Okay, I'm sorry. So I called the county clerk to possibly get the documents from what these news stations are getting. So I talked to 3 different people, but they told me that there is no charge complaint or affidavit or anything because he turned himself in before there was ever a warrant out for him. So the information that they're getting is possibly from the DA's office or inside sources that they have, but it's not from documentation because they have no documents until the preliminary hearing.
Okay. I thought it was weird that everybody's like court documents released, but there was nobody has them. I thought that was really weird. Yeah,
because she's like, I don't know what documents are you talking about? And I'm like, well, these news channels are putting out there that a whole timeline and then text messages. Mm-hmm. I said, so I'm asking to FOIA them. And so they said, we have nothing. We have nothing. We just have the charge, which I see on here. That's all we have because he turned himself in before they ever charged him.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he just came in and admitted to them, basically, like turned himself in completely before he ever had a warrant, which is actually mind-blowing because that's not normal. But yeah, she said that they won't have any documentations until the preliminary hearing. There has to be charging documents for him. Right. So there's charges. Yeah, there's charges. But as far as the details, as far as why, they don't have anything.
Right. Yeah, there is docket. And that's what I was talking. We have the docket. We have the charges, but I couldn't find the affidavit talking about the details of the text messages. So probably
she said
what
that
has
could
happened,
be discovery, and that could be with the DA's office.
I think the DA, and I think it probably did come from the DA's office in some form or fashion. And one news source says they were released, and then all the other sources says they're released, but they don't know if they were released or not. They're just saying they are, but I don't think they have.
Yeah, they wouldn't, I don't think they would release. So, I mean, I'm sure you know, but for anybody that doesn't know, when high profile cases happen like this, the news channels are usually the first ones to go and call these county clerks in the DA's office to get as much documentation as they can. But I would understand that would be discovery, because as far as text messages, that is discovery. That's not just something to just talk about, like to just put on a paper.
Right. It's very detailed. It would be, I thought, yes. Very. I mean, we have, like in the Caitlin Harp case, Vinnie Harp, we had an idea of what happened. There was an affidavit for arrest, which was going to describe what the arresting charges were. But Keon wasn't arrested. He turned himself in.
Yeah. And I think that's crazy. I think there's a reason that he turned himself in. I think there's a bigger reason, maybe to get eyes off of something else, and focus on him for that moment so somebody else could do something. I don't know. There's definitely multiple people involved. They've already confirmed that.
Speaking of, look at this photo that Justice Talks with Julia has sent. Now, she sees, it is hard for me to see in these photos. So this is just alleged. This is just her opinion, what she thinks she sees in a photo of the car. And she claims to see 3 people, and she's pointed them out. It's hard to see in this, and circled them 1, 2, and 3. So she feels like at least 2 other people may be involved.
Will you send that picture on text? Will you forward that? I'm going to look at it on my iPad.
Yeah. Doing it right now.
Okay. Didn't his mama make him turn himself in? I don't know. I had and this isn't my platform to talk about it, but I did have a conversation in regards to his parents, in my opinion. I don't feel like his parents should be talked about in regards to any of this. There's a lot of rumors about his parents that have been all debunked. So, I thought his dad was a cop, and comes to find out he's a retired detective. So, I don't know. I think he's a grown adult and he makes his own decisions. And I feel like a lot of people didn't know what he had going on. And he was doing a lot of it under the table. And a lot of women, I feel like women or girls were involved in his acts because he was able to threaten them or coerce them or whatever the case is to ride with him along whatever he had going on.
Stay Classy Philly says he's been a corner boy on his own for a while. Did anyone look at his past charges?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I want to see his juvenile record. That's what I want to see, is his juvenile record.
Hold on, Julia.
The text you put under the picture.
I'll text it. I sent you the picture, and she wanted me to send you the description.
I don't. I feel like we're looking at the pictures from, if anybody knows, the pictures from the Austin Drummond case where we're trying to depict a person inside of a vehicle. That's how I feel right now.
Yeah.
It all looks like
I don't know how
something-
many times I've zoomed in on that truck driving by on the surveillance videos trying to see how many people were in there. Sean's, yes, that's right. That's right. That's the previous kidnapping. JoJo, when we did that in the Micah Miller. Yes, we did. Lord. I've done a video in the Micah Miller case where I studied that, where she drove off and stopped at that gas station. And honey, that thing got 1 million+ views.
Oh, yeah.
People love to try to look in and see who's inside vehicles. I was obsessed with it. Just trying to figure it out, because that is part of solving it, right? Who was with them at the time? Who are their connections, right? The first place I would be looking at is his immediate circle, people that he felt he could trust the most, because somebody helped him take her over to the woods.
Yeah, I mean, and they said that, and I definitely think she was unalived inside the vehicle because she didn't get out whenever they got there. It was only 2 other people that got out. She never got out. And then they went back and looked to be a body.
Do you think the person who called in and says, no, you have to go over here to look specifically here because you missed it, go back, is the person who helped carry her to the spot?
You want to know who I think it is?
Yes.
I think it's D. I think it's Gabby's best friend.
Sean says, I'm trying
But
to
I
figure
do
out
think
why
it's
he
somebody
was on the
that was involved. Sorry, go ahead.
Sean says, I'm trying to figure out why he was on the streets after the previous charges. And a lot of people are mad, saying if the judge had not let him out, Katie would still be alive.
I think it's the guy named James. I don't know. I feel like the person the tipster is a woman. And the only reason why I say that is I feel like, I don't know, as a woman myself, I feel like I would be more eager to tell the cops things than a man would. Because they can build some type of, what is it? What's the word I'm looking for? If they were ever charged, like immunity.
Oh, yeah.
Like, hey, I told you this. I'll tell you everything if you let me off.
Mm-hmm. Hey, Regina, good to see you. But only 2 girls were there when cops showed up.
Yeah, and they said they're cleared. That's kind of strange to me. And who were the 2 girls that he lived with?
Mimi says the accomplice probably told someone and they called it in. Possibly. Julie says James lives at the house that they found the trash bags and such, that Keon kept going there. In Philly, if a few people know, they say Erica must be from Philly, then everybody knows. Well, he's being held on a 2.5, I don't know if it's still going to remain 2.5 or has the bail gone up because the charges have been upgraded. Let's go over the charges because I do have that document. Then they've changed. They've changed since this DA information. And I wonder, why would the DA leak that? I mean, why would you not keep that? Anyway, I don't know. It's his case to lose, I guess. So the charges, here's the charges. Arson, danger of death or bodily injury, causing catastrophe, conspiracy, receiving stolen property, recklessly endangering another person, unauthorized use of a motor vehicle or other vehicles, tampering with, fabricate with physical evidence. And it's, I guess since I don't see it on here, but Wait, where is the slaughter charge? It's on there, right? Have they put that charge on there? Yeah, someone send me a message, Xtina, and I'll send it to you. Calendar events 10/21, 6:48 p.m. But now they've moved the preliminary hearing. It was the 3rd, now it's the 4th at 8 a.m.
Yeah, and guess who else has a preliminary hearing? I think it's the 3rd or 4th. Dee and Gabby. Or they have a like trial bring back or something like that.
They do. But then also the same Jake Harrow has a preliminary hearing on the 3rd.
No, it's his sentencing.
Sentencing, right. Sentencing on the 3rd.
And then the mom has a preliminary hearing.
Preliminary hearing. Yeah, because she did not. So he's sentencing since he pled guilty. She's a preliminary hearing. This is on the 3rd.
There's a lot going on.
Keon King's on the 4th, and then also on the 3rd. And I'm still trying to decide if I'm going to go to court or not. Is
Elena
Harvey in the Gallatin or whatever his name is in the baby Elena Hombre case. Yeah. Ash says, I hope this video evidence is clear and not grainy. Well, I think here's the thing, and what I was sad. I mean, heartbroken that the black car was crushed. But I believe that it's okay because they have enough digital evidence. They have enough other evidence to place them at the times and places that they need to convict him for this charge. Maybe that's why the DA put that out there, because maybe they're seeing it as like a for sure case, that it wouldn't hurt the case to let the public know about the text messages which led up to her disappearance. October 20th, and I'm going to read over here, not here, because I don't see it on these. I don't see it on the docket. But in my notes, I have that the DA's new charge is slaughter. Yeah. Slaughter, arson, causing catastrophe, conspiracy, tampering. And then police confirmed the involvement of both the accident and the Camry. Now, I don't know why it's not on this, but it's in my notes. But if it's not on here, it'll be on there soon. His attorney is going on a local radio show. Oh.
Shaka.
Don't attorneys know that they're supposed to be quiet?
People told me that he was burnt out and he's lazy now. But he is the main one. He's one of the main attorneys in Philly that take on high profile cases. So This is like a normal thing for him. But he is the same attorney that represented him and the one that was initially dropped. I think they're going to, honestly, if you want my opinion, I think they're going to do the right thing as far as justice in this situation. I think because of the public involvement and how high profile this is, the fact that they already reopened the last case and they are stacking charges up on him, I feel like maybe this is an eye opener. I don't really know a lot about Philly cases, but hopefully they go for the DP, because I do know the DP is in Philly or Pennsylvania.
Yeah. And he's a repeat offender.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, please hashtag justice for Kada. Man, 23 years old, whole life ahead of her. And so for what reason he unalived her? I mean, there's got to be more and more layers to this. Because why would he just, People are crazy. I mean, you talk about that lady on the subway. Why did he do that randomly? You know, is it something mental that snaps them at the time and they feel like they have to take someone's life? So if you go on to Facebook, actually just go to your search bar and type in Keon King outside window or something, you'll find it. Erica says it is very strange that he is just surrendered so quickly. He wasn't me. Do you see, I threw this out there also in the beginning of this. Me and my crazy ways of thinking, but I did say maybe he turned himself in because he is a kidnapper, but maybe someone else done the act. I did put that out there. Mia says, how do they know she didn't go willingly with him? He is also known as the local street farm. How do they know she didn't go with him? They don't. There are no cameras, and we talked about this in that living assisted facility. We brought it up on Google Earth. There are no cameras around that area. So as far as did she get in the car and then they took off? Was she pushed in the car? I don't think, unless somebody else's camera captures it from afar, that we'll ever know.
Ash said, do you guys think after Gabby called, he knew they were onto him? I think after Dee called the police and told the police that Gabby and Keon had a conversation in regards to Kada, he probably thought something, but I think he knew that charges were coming. And also for him being showing cooperation as far as turning himself in. And I don't know, maybe his attorney even said something like, hey.
Good morning, Heather.
They knew Dee was going to give in either way, right? Dee was going to let it all out. And Gabby's like, I don't call the cops. I don't call the cops. I think Gabby was jealous of Kada, if you want my honest opinion. Because Gabby said that she called, or Keon called her for 29 seconds, but in reality, she called him whenever he allegedly asked her about Kada and where she lived. I think Gabby was calling Keon to talk to Keon about Kada. I don't think it was the other way around. I think it was a mutual thing.
Let's listen to something that Gabby said.
Friend, I met him about 4 discussing some of the misinformations that are going around in the internet regarding me and the Kada Scott situation. So if you are unaware, Kada Scott is a girl that went missing in Philadelphia on October 4th.
This is
So I
Gabby.
didn't know Keon. He was my friend. I met him about 4 or 5 years ago, and he was also the local pharmacist. Now, me and my best friend, we were also mutual friends with Keon. He was our pharmacist. So one day Keon calls me, and keep in mind, I am in school. I am in Maryland, and he will usually just call me, just to check up and talk. So he calls me, and he asks me if I know Kada. And I'm like, yeah, I know Kada. And he's like, oh, yeah, I noticed that she lives really close to you. I'm like, yeah, she lived right in the back of me. And I'm not thinking nothing of it because he usually calls me and, we just be chatting. He'll call me about the people that be around because he is the pharmacist. I live in the neighborhood and he be in my neighborhood. So we hang up the phone and that was that. We were only on the phone for 29 seconds. So you can see that this is the day that he called me and this was before Kada went missing. And we were only on the phone for 29 seconds. Also, I know that his name says Elliot in my phone. That's just what we call him. So a couple of days after that, my best friend calls me and, we're just talking about life. And I mentioned to her how Keon brought up Kada to me. I'm not thinking nothing of it. I'm like, oh yeah, he was probably trying to flirt with her. He's probably trying to get at her. Mind you, me and my best friend, we know Kada because we grew up with her little sister. Now, we didn't know Kada personally because, again, we grew up with her little sister. We were around 12, 11 years old. Kada, she was much older than us, so we didn't really talk to her. So my best friend was like, oh yeah, like he probably thought she was cute, and that was that. So right here is the day that I called my best friend and told her that, Keon was trying to get at Kada. This is before she went missing. So a couple days, maybe a week after that, it is reported on October 4th that Kada is missing. So keep in mind, I am in Maryland, so I'm not really into all the Philadelphia news that be going on. So I'm not knowing that Kada is missing until my best friend sends me a text and says that Kada is missing. So this is the day that my best friend tells me that Kada is missing on October 9th. So I'm in my friend's dorm and I call Keon, and it's a lot of music and a lot going on in the background. I go somewhere that's quiet and I tell him, Keon, Kada is missing. Like, that girl, she's missing. So he was like, what? And then after that, the phone just hung up. So here you can see that I called Keon and we were on the phone for 2 minutes. So you have to keep in mind, this was my friend, okay? I did not think that he could be capable of anything like this. In my head, I'm just thinking, there's no way in the world he could have did something like this. There's no way in the world. So then a couple of days after that, my mom sends me a screenshot of Keon turning himself in for the kidnapping of Kada. So this is my mom sending me the article, and she was distraught to say the least. And I know she said that he was a random person, but she says this about all of my friends. So me and my best friend, we get on the phone and we're talking about the situation. We're just saying how this is just crazy. This is the call of me and her talking about it. Now, this is all happening around the time that I'm taking my midterms. So I'm really just trying to keep my head on the books. And I wasn't really trying to let this stress me out. So I kind of just let it go. He turned himself in. It's not really much to say or do anymore. So a couple of days after that, me and my best friend get on the phone and we're basically just, talking about the Kada situation. And she says that she thinks that I should call the cops. So she was basically saying that she thinks that I should call the cops and tell them that Keon was, asking about Kada. Now, at the time in my head, I'm thinking that there was no reason to call the cops. He already turned himself in. And I felt like it would be kind of a waste of time to tell them that the guy that they already have in custody, called me and was asking about the girl. And me personally, I'm not a cop caller. Like, I don't call the cops. That's just the way that I grew up. That's what I was around. They will always tell me, you don't call the cops. So I just felt like, that I had, and the fact that, I'm just not really a cop caller, it wouldn't make sense for me to call the cops. So then my best friend tells me, well, if you won't call the cops and tell them, then I will. And then she basically tells me that she doesn't want to be friends with me anymore because I won't call the cops. And I told her, that's completely fine. I just don't want any involvement. So then we hung up the phone, and then I believe she called me again with the police on the other line. So you can see, I told her, I'm sorry, I'm not talking to the cops. And yeah, now I can see how this could be cruel, and I do take accountability for that. So then a couple of days later after that, I get sent a link on Instagram, and the link was basically my best friend going live, just talking about the situation, saying how I was weird for not going to the cops, and people in the comments were just coming up with their own narratives about the story. And it just got way out of hand, and it just spiraled. So you can see somebody sent me the link of the live, and still to this day, I have not watched the full entire live. Then people just started asking, who is Gabby? What's the connection? And, she told people that I was in Maryland for school, and it was just a whole entire thing. So, of course, I was angry and I was confused because what is going on? So I text her. I tell her that, that was weird. And yeah. Then I started seeing posts of people saying that they think that I set Kada up, and that why wouldn't I go to the cops, and that I was just suspicious and all of this stuff. And this was never the case. So I do end up contacting the authorities after I seen people just making up crazy stuff about me and the situation. They cut me off. They tell me that they already know what's going on, that they have a close eye on the social media, And they also tell me that my friend did come forth with the information, and they told her that there was nothing that they can do, that the information that she brought them was useless information because they already had Keon in custody, and it was just nothing for them to do with this information. They told me to contact them only if I had anything that could lead to finding Kada, because that is their main priority. Now, I do believe that the person in the live was just kind of taking what I told her and running with it and just spicing it up to make it seem like something that it wasn't, for, I don't know, maybe views. People were saying that, she was walking around and showing what stores Kada would go to, where she would walk her dog, and just stuff like that. I also had one of our mutual friends come to me, and he told me that she told him that we knew Kada our whole lives and like we grew up with her, which wasn't the case because we grew up with her little sister. Now, I do think that the person in the live was taking what I told them and kind of just running with it and spicing it up to make it seem like it was way bigger than what it was. And I basically think this because I had a mutual friend that came to me and said that she came to them and told them that we knew Kada our whole life and that we grew up with Kada, when that wasn't the case. We grew up with her little sister. My prayers go out to Kada and her family, and I hope that she can make a safe return home.
Man, oh man, I saw you guys fired up in the comments about that. What do you think about that, True Crime Nicole?
I'm making a series on all the lies that she said, and there's a lot of indirect guilty consciousness inside of her. Like, if you go back and look at the text messages that she was sending Dee, whenever Dee was on the phone with the cops, she was blowing her up like, the cops, no, what? No, not the cops. Like she's freaking out. If you were innocent, you wouldn't be freaking out like that. You don't do that. And then also she said multiple times that he called her, but it was actually her calling him. And then the second video I sent you is Dee, I believe that's Dee, going around walking the streets of where Kada lives, where Keon lives, talking about how she walked her dog and like everything. Like, they were stalking Kada. Like, these females and Keon were stalking Kada. And I feel like this has been going on for a while. Like, Kada, I had said last night, I would understand if it was like a creepy man with all black and a hood on or something in hot weather, like really watching him and watching his every move. But like a girl like Kada, there's no way. I would have any type of gut feeling that she was a bad person at all to be watching her every move.
Right. Thank you, Ruby. Thank you. And thank you for the other one you sent too, ma'am. I really appreciate your support. Thank you. Let's listen to the second video she sent.
You might have to show it.
I said before she had her dog, she had her headphones in. Kada, she always, just walking around the neighborhood with her dog and stuff. So I'm just going to show you guys the area and, where he knows of the block. So this is, if you go down this block, this is Kada Scott's block more so, but this block right here is the block that he will always come on to sell me and my friend rugs. My friend lives down there. Kada lives down here. So honestly, I think I'm just gonna go down Kada's block. But Kada, her house is actually on this side, guys. But yeah, her house is on this side. Maybe this. No. I don't know, guys. I know Kada lives on this block though. She lives behind my best friend's house. My best friend grew up with her little sister. Her little sister name is. Now I'm just gonna be showing y'all the area where he is like always at, and where he most likely first seen Kada, because that's where I always seen her. She used to walk her dog a lot around here. She has a little dog. So she would walk her dog from this block. And then once you go to the stop sign, you go that way. As you guys can see, the Liberty is right there. That's not where she would go. So I don't want anyone to be confused or screw things up. She did not go there. Go this way. Once you go this way, you walk straight down. Once you walk straight down, you'll get up near like the gas stations and stuff. And the gas stations is usually where all of the rug dealers will be located. When I get up there, I'm gonna show you specifically. But yeah, that's most likely like where she was going. So the more you walk up this area along the strip, this is where she would walk. This is the way you have to take to go to the poppy store. This is the gas station that all of the rug dealers come to. They all come here. They all be outside the store. If you drive past, you'll see it. Like, they really all be here. This is a picture of her up here. She always would come here. Everybody would come here to buy their revs, bullet. It's the store. But the store you could find him sitting outside of is right over here. Every time the girl was walking, except before she had her dog, she had her headphones in. Kayla, she always, just walking around the neighborhood with her dog and stuff. So I'm just going to show you guys the area.
Okay, that started over. But yeah, she's just showing the area. Terry says, okay, what not? Yes, they did find her. Yeah. So what do you think about that? Is she trying to say that that's where he noticed Kada because he served his pharmaceutical duties from that gas station and noticed her walking her dog in the area?
Well, I do know that from like locals have told me that that gas station is very known. Like it's very known in that area. That is the main spot where everybody does rug deals and meets up. But I just find it very odd that like, and I think that's D behind that video. From what I'm being told, but going around and saying like, oh, she's walking her dog and she's wearing headphones or she's like, that's very strange to me. Like I take that in a different context. And going around and doing a scope of where she lives and where like, it's just too much information being put out that I don't feel like is even necessary to be put out. Because where all of this happened wasn't even where Kada lived. It was where Kada was taken from her job,
Mm-hmm.
For someone
Erica
they don't.
says,
Yeah,
I feel
and they
the
said that she
same.
didn't know her.
Inserting herself, says Dawn.
And they kept saying, we don't know her. We don't know her. We just know her sister. But if you watch the video of Gabby, she says, oh yeah, I know her because I grew up with her sister. And then she follows that with, oh, well, I don't really know her. I only knew her sister. So it's like she contradicts herself completely.
Right. Then why do you know her every move? Dawn says, if you know her sister, you know her. Yeah, I mean, if you know. So it's kind of like I want to take the connection, but I'm not going to be direct. I don't want to be directly connected with her.
Yeah, and and them making it very clear that Kada lives right behind her, like that's kind of creepy, honestly.
Erica says, yes, if you grew up with a little sis, you grew up with big sis, just didn't interact as much. So true. Ash says, if they live right behind each other, then that's wild. No sleepovers. Interesting thought there.
And I had put in the comments, but Gabby's school is only 2 hours from where all this happened. That is a quick drive. I mean, it's 1 hour just to go downtown here. So it's nothing to just go drive 2 hours somewhere.
Right. Usually, I mean, my issue with Gabby coming forward and talking like this is if you don't have anything to do with anything, then just don't do anything. Don't talk. Don't say anything. Just go on with your life. I find it odd that this is thoroughly explained and then a video is put out there because she is already putting up some sort of defense. It's very oddly. Erica says, everyone knows everyone. Y'all may not be close, but yes, true. True. But why? Why take Kada's life? Did she know something? Or is just like a random, unnecessary, I don't know, but why? If he is the town pharmaceuticalist and he's got his corner and he's got his people and he's going on with his life, making money illegally, then why put so much attention on yourself to kidnap and take somebody's life? Oh, Mia. Oh, my Mia. That could be possible. Possible. I want to know if she was actually pew-pewed or not. I keep seeing and heard that she was, or where in the head or not, and or she wasn't all together. She's trying to get ahead of the story. Go ahead.
I've been seeing that too and hearing that, but law enforcement hasn't released the manner of death. So I guess until I see that, I mean, I guess people can speculate that due to the ammunition that was found in the house, but they said that it wasn't linked to the crime scene, or nothing of that was found around the crime scene in regards to the ammunition that was at the house. But law enforcement hasn't released the manner of death. Yes, they did. I live in Philly. I don't know. I'm just the family member that came into the live last night, got into the box and said they have not told us. They said the family didn't even know that it was her body until Sunday night, I think it was. I don't remember when it was actually released or something. Was it Sunday?
Godchild, the medical examiner said it was to the head. Where is that statement? Where is the statement? Because that's what we can't find.
Yeah, I can't find anything in regards to, that's not like a news source, like an actual law enforcement official saying that. 1 hour ago, yes. Oh.
And then somebody else is saying, no, she was strangled. 20 hours ago, CBS posted it.
See, all these news channels are saying it.
Hold on a minute. This is from an hour ago, from 6 ABC Philadelphia. Hold on.
Kada Scott.
Kada Scott's exact cause of death released by medical examiner.
Yeah, there's a bunch of people saying 1 hour ago. Go.
Hold on.
Pew to the head.
I did not. Well, we've been on the show, so we wouldn't have known that this article was released.
Yeah.
Listen to this.
With a breaking update on the Kada Scott case. The Philadelphia Medical Examiner's Office has just told Action News that Kada Scott's cause of death has now been ruled a gunshot wound to the head. The suspect in her disappearance, Keon King, was charged with murder yesterday. He is facing numerous other charges as well. 23-year-old Kada Scott's body was found on Saturday in East Mount Airy. She disappeared back on October 4th. Of course, this is a story that we continue to follow closely. Look for more updates right here on air and on 6abc.com.
Oh, man. I could have told y'all this. I didn't know. Y'all didn't know. No, we didn't know. We've been, and somebody said they read it in an article 20 hours ago, and I did hear that. I heard it yesterday, but I have not seen it officially. NBC 10 an hour ago, Fox 29 Philly an hour ago. So it looks like the medical examiner, Yahoo an hour ago, all at the same time, confirmed to them that it was a GSW to the head. Now, what do you think about that, True Crime Nicole?
I think that's why they burned the vehicle.
Yes, I agree.
I don't know. All of this is so sad.
I agree.
Now my question, the next question, now that we have that, is where? The back, the front, the side?
Right. Was she
Nobody
executed?
knows as far as like was somebody in the back? Like clearly there was two people in there. So was it him? Was it to the side where he was driving it? Was it in the back where the person in the back seat did it? Was it Keon that pulled the trigger? Was it the other person that pulled the trigger? But that does make a lot of sense as to why the vehicle was burned. And I've said a lot last night as far as I've referenced Sade Robinson's case where he dismembered her body and there was a lot of red stuff inside the vehicle, and he burned the vehicle to get rid of evidence. But in that case, it was a little different because partial of the vehicle wasn't burned. But okay, so this will happen like in trial, but they can depict as far as who was in that front seat, based off of the car or the seat and how far it was back from the steering wheel, how far it was up front to the steering wheel, like the distance to know who was in the front seat and who wasn't, depending on their height. So surprised when Nicole called, they didn't offer that report. So I don't think the county clerk would have it. That would be the medical examiner. I might have to call the DA's office to see, but honestly, I don't think I want to have that report. That kind of like that's really sad. I want to hope that she didn't suffer. That's the only thing. Like, I want to hope that it was an instant situation.
I'm just reading on ABC Philadelphia here. I just want to make sure there's not any other. So they've got her date of death is listed as October the 18th, which was when she was found. I'm sure that would change once they determine time of death. The medical examiner said in a statement.
See, and I just looked it up, and it looks like next of kin or a court order are the only ones that can get that report. So where is the medical examiner? Are these news stations talking to all these people? That's my question.
Oh, I'm sure somebody has called for a statement at the medical examiner's office. I'm sure they did. They've got probably somebody dedicated to just pulling the information and getting information. They would be able to tell Sean. Interesting. Okay. So this goes back, Sean. What Sean is saying goes back to what my initial thought was that maybe Keon, because remember I was questioning why he would turn himself in for kidnapping if he took somebody's life. Sean says they could tell if someone was pew-pewed her from the back seat. So that will be interesting. Interesting. What if Keon was driving the black car and someone else done the...
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Like, that's probably why they haven't filed a murder charge on him yet, because they have to determine where the wound was and who was in the seat that the pew-pew came from, because it might not be him.
That's right. Yep. We had talked about that.
And that's why they've been waiting.
Like, this is so weird. This is weird. Why would he, right? If you're turning yourself in for kidnapping and you know that you have pulled the trigger, you've got to know that eventually they're going to find it.
Yeah. Yeah, they have to prove that it's him that did it. That's what I'm saying. Was it from the side? Was it from the front? Or not the side, the front, the back? Like, where was it? And
That's right, Philly. That's why they won't release the footage of her in the car. Well, when we eventually, we will eventually in court at some point in the future, whenever this goes to trial, be able to see that footage, I'm sure. All right, True Crime Nicole. Y'all make sure you follow her. She's so like smart and like she knows stuff. She's like a living encyclopedia. She like retains all this information. So make sure you follow her. She does an outstanding job on researching these cases and having very detailed lives and such. And I think that's just great. Trial date, anyone know? The next thing, well, it was initially November 3rd, but I'm looking at the docket and it says November the 4th.
No, that's
So
preliminary.
I think that they've
hearing.
changed it. The preliminary, yeah.
Not trial.
Thank
No
you.
trial yet. They have to.
Thank
He has
you.
to be indicted first
Yes.
before they can ever do that.
There's got to be a preliminary, then it's got to go to a grand jury, and then he has to be indicted, and then it'll go to trial. Coco, thank you. Thank you, guys.
I guess if anybody on here can find that statement where the medical examiner made that statement, send it to me or to Steph so he can see it. I like to see official documentation of things before I
do too.
I say something, you know.
Yeah, I do too. That's why I spent like 3 hours this morning searching for court documents that aren't there.
Why did y'all wait an hour to tell us that it was released? We're over here like, now.
Yeah, right.
Okay, well, you have a
you,
good day,
Keon.
Steph. Thank you for having me.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you for all you do. Folks, the next time I'm going to be live is in the morning at 10:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. We're going to throw it down again and continue to conversate about this case and many others. Make sure that you follow me on every social media platform. All you have to do is look for the same username and logo. Follow me on Facebook. That's the place that's rocking out right now. But make sure you follow me on YouTube and Instagram and X and everything. Thank you, Coco. You're amazing. Thank you. I appreciate you. You guys know you're making it happen. My dreams come true right every day before my eyes, no matter what. If you are in this room and you're thinking about following me, just do it. It's free to do and you're not going to regret it. Oh my gosh, Miss Mariah, Katie Ferguson. I have to tell you, I scroll through the Book of Faces and I see every day where her mom, Mona, shares the fact that her daughter is still missing. You guys, I have a podcast, scfpodcast.com, scfpodcast.com. If you want to go listen to my podcast, you can also listen to my podcast wherever major podcasts are heard. Even though I've not done a podcast in several months, I'm going to come back to that, I promise you. I'm trying to get some sponsors so I can afford to go back and do it. But Katie Ferguson, rather, her story is in a podcast there. You can search down and listen to what happened to Katie Ferguson. All right. Hannah's doing laundry. Oh, I love you, Hannah. You're so sweet. Is the woman in custody? I don't think so. All right. I love you. I love you guys so much. I will see you. I'm here on Discord. I'm right here. If we need to go live throughout the day, I'm always with you all the time. If I'm not asleep, I'm with you. Please be kind to one another and have a good day.